what we wanted to do during the pandemic in the East Coast is we wanted to rent all these houses, maybe in like Peggy's Cove or somewhere's on the water, have my band come in and all of our families come in, and we'll all each have a house or share a couple homes. And then we would do a big drive-in concert at the end of the 2 weeks, or maybe a face-to-face concert at the end of the 2 weeks. And we had it all lined up, but the government of Nova Scotia said that we couldn't quarantine together. Even if we flew in together, and some of us were, like, we're essentially kind of living together, even like my manager, Becky, who's from, like, it was crazy. They wouldn't let us do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's so crazy. We'll quarantine together. We won't leave.
Yeah.
Like, we had a grocery store sponsor to like deliver our groceries so we could play in the Maritimes during the pandemic, but it was just too difficult. So I was very, very sad that we couldn't make it work over the last 2 years. But now that we're playing in Truro for Country Rocks the Hub, we're going to make up for lost time, and that's going to be an extremely special show for all of us.
Oh, it's going to be incredible. And man, listen, I don't hold any ill will towards you for that. That's for sure. We had relatives, but they weren't letting family back in. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
it was wild.
It was a wild time that we're all going to look back on, and we'll be like, can you believe we went through that? Like, it was not even on my radar, the realm of possibility for my life in Canada. But I think what I've said on stage many times, Russell, is that absence makes the heart grow fonder. It truly does. So that's why when we do get a chance to come back to the East Coast, when we do play in Truro, when we do get all of these great moments that are coming down the pipe, like, they feel more special now than they ever did.
We are rip roaring ready to go, man. Let me tell you. We actually, right just over my shoulder here is Mr. Brett Kissel, where the Country Rocks the Hub poster there. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, but again, for the most part, no slowing down. You've been writing, you've been doing your thing. You got a wicked new single with 98 Degrees, Ain't the Same. Like, how did this all go down, man? Like,
it's a pretty interesting experience. In 2017 or 2018, I was playing the Much Music Video Awards, and I was a fill-in for Florida Georgia Line, who were performing with BB Rexa. Florida Georgia Line, for some reason, couldn't get to Toronto. So BB Rexa's team reached out to my team and asked if I would sing If It's Meant to Be with her on stage. And the guys who introduced us were 98 Degrees. So we essentially kind of walked the red carpet together, and we shared a dressing room. And Russell, it was one of those things where, we got each other's numbers, and it was, if you ever find yourself in LA, let me know. I'm like, if you ever find yourself on a farm in Alberta, let me know. And sure enough, I wrote the song Ain't the Same, a couple of years later, and sent it to the guys, and they loved it. And I would have thought, you send them that song, and it's like, it's not for us. You send them another one. Before you know it, you listen to 10, 12 songs and you settle on something. They heard it. They got into the studio the next day. The fact that they were all together is crazy, but the next day, and how you hear it on the radio today is them in one take.
Wow.
It's one take wonder. They sent it back to me and says, what do you think? And I said, oh my God, it's perfect. And here we've got a really special song.
Tell me about these songs you're doing to promote the country. Like, the Alberta song was really super cool. I mean, I'm born and raised here in Halifax, so partial, obviously, to the Maritimes.
Of course.
But I was still rooting for Edmonton versus the whole you and George thing. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that greatly. I mean, the Battle of Alberta was one of the most amazing sporting events that I've ever experienced in my life, and maybe may ever in my life. So it was really, really special. But the song Our Home was definitely inspired by this opportunity to work with Travel Alberta and to boost tourism out west. But as I started to write this song, I truly realized that this was way, way more than just a provincial song. So I completely adjusted the lyrics to make them general for Canada. And I love your hat. You've got the Canadian Maple Leaf on your hat.
Cheers, man.
You know how much I love the Maritime provinces, and much I love spending time in Newfoundland. And I've been able to travel to every province and every territory multiple times. So if I wrote this song to be specifically just Alberta, I felt that everyone out west would appreciate the song, but I wouldn't be able to bring everybody in as a songwriter. So a lot of the lyrics that you'll hear are so Canada focused. Mm-hmm. So Travel Alberta gets to use this as their theme song, But the reality is that when I played this song in Saskatchewan or in BC last night, I truly express and explain that this song is a Canadian song. This is my heart on my sleeve telling everybody how much I love where I'm from, which is Canada.
Oh man, I love it. You're preaching to the choir on this one. Mind you, I'm hardcore East Coast, like so that's that's just the way it goes. But
Well,
hey,
I was on Instagram and I saw that East Coast Lifestyle now have like a vodka soda cans coming out. So I can't wait to try that. There's a lot of really great products. Like Glen Breton, which is like a single malt whiskey
yeah,
that I love. I've got a few bottles. And then there's also a couple of beautiful bottles. I think there's one called Blue Lobster that I've got that vodka. And then anything East Coast Lifestyle. I'm going to make sure that I wear my hoodie, my hat, and everything when I come on the churros. So big, maybe you could talk to somebody about how to make me an honorary East Coaster, or maybe I just need to buy property there. I don't know, but I want to.
That's one way to do it. That's definitely, and a lot of folks have been doing it over the last while. Listen, Father's Day coming up. I don't want to. We could talk dad stuff forever, but maybe quick story, advice, either one of those.
Well, I think with that song that I'm about to sing you, it's really about cherishing the moments that we have, because I'm so lucky to have 4 kids, and my wife and I, we love them so much. However, I was brought to tears. She did this little Instagram reel on Cecilia's Instagram of our daughters, and it literally seems like it was just yesterday. I brought Mila to Halifax for the first time. I felt like it was just yesterday that Aria, who's now 5, was on the bus in Newfoundland with us. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. How fast time goes. So for me, I'm very business focused. I'm very career driven, and I'm really focusing as much time and energy and effort on putting that stuff to the side, because actually that shit doesn't matter.
Right.
The stuff that matters are those precious moments and those memories with my children. So I hope that, other dads out there understand that Father's Day, sure, you think is a moment to be celebrated, but, for you as the dad, but maybe it's more important to carve out multiple days in the week, multiple days in the month, to just be there with your kids and do anything, splash in puddles, paint, I don't know, go on a hike, watch that movie, cuddle, sleep in, have a nap with your kids, whatever it may be. Because those moments, oh my God, Russell, they just don't last long.
I'm choosing to pick my kids up at the in-laws tonight because they live on a lake, and I'm going to take them fishing there. So
yes.
So you get me into the in-laws that much easier when they live on a lake. It's
100%.
Man, that's great stuff. And listen, I really can't wait to see you in person here in the province at Country Rocks the Hub, and really looking forward to that and catching up there as well.
Absolutely, buddy. I can't wait to see you too. And thanks for letting me talk about the single, and for just a really great catch up. We'll see you in actually only a few short months.